The impertinent British have captured our Soviet conquests in Turkey. This is a backstabbing of the utmost order as we are collectively fighting a common enemy, and now they have backstabbed us. What is the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics' response? We'll have to see, but we shall engage them in at least minor skirmishing. Welcome all to Global War 1936 version 4. We're playing in turn number January 1944. I believe that is turn number 18. I have to keep today's thing brief because I have a very hectic work schedule, and my opponents have been mostly gracious towards me to allow me to take this length of time to do my turn. And so I have to hustle and do my turn as quick as possible. Let's go over to the CCP quickly. We have 2 units here that we're purchasing, 2 infantry. I'm going to drag them across as I'm looking at them. And we'll take a look at what combats we're going to do. From Hopei, 2 infantry. From, what's this place? Suyan, 3 infantry, all going to Beiping. From Szechuan, and fighters also going to Beiping. I couldn't get these colored to red, otherwise there was some error codes and stuff. And I've tried the whole thing, so. 2 infantry from Szechuan to Shantung, with the fighter as well. And then 1 infantry in Kweichow, and from Yunnan to Kwangtung, with this fighter having to land in Yunnan afterwards. That's the scope of what our plans are this entire turn for these guys. So a few different battles. This is going to be 5 dice at 2 against these 2 and a fighter. So 5 at 2. A bit of a mess here. Gone are the days when I used to organize this in some sort of semblance of order. Okay. And the opponent has 1 infantry and 1 militia. So, 1 hit. 1 hit for the blue, which is a militia, and this guy rolls a 9. On this end of things, we roll 1 hit as well, so we lose 1 infantry, and they lose their militia. So we're going to take off the blue dice, and take off one of our teal dice, and move on to round 2. No hits, and 1 hit on their end, so they're dealing more damage to us already than we take off of them. Here's round 3. Of course, if I do things at speed, I'm liable to make mistakes. There's 2 hits there, and no hits on their end. So we've won, losing 2 infantry in the process, and capturing that territory with 3 remaining infantry. I don't have attack weakness, so that's all well and good. Our fighter will eventually land back here, moving back 2 spaces. This battle in Shantung with 2 infantry and 1 fighter, hopefully it goes a little bit better. Our infantry, the defending unit is rolling at a 4. Our guys are rolling at 2s and 1 at 6. I think, yeah, we lost 1 dice over the back side. Miss, and miss. And on their end, hit. Wow, good for them, good for them. They've done great work so far. Let's roll round 2. Hit. And hit as well. Okay, so although we managed to take off their mountain infantry, we do not manage to take over the territory as we've lost both our infantry attacking into that zone. That's too bad. Okay, from Kweichow into mountain territory here, so they're rolling still at 4s in the mountains, or is it 5s in the mountains, and our 2 dice at 1. So this is going to be a much more difficult battle. Do we expect to win? Always. The CCP always expects to win. Miss. And miss as well. So we miss on both rounds of combat. In case I went too quick, that is a 12 right there. So hope springs eternal. 1, that doesn't do us any good. And 10. So we all miss on round 2 of combat. One hit, 2 hits. And they hit us for 1. So we've captured the territory. Like I said, I'm quite on a short schedule today. And barely have any time to, well, I don't think I have any time to get packed breakfast or lunch this morning. It's crazy. Was up at 3 this morning trying to update my map. Okay, now we move to non-combat moves. So this fighter went 1, 2, 3. It could only land in Yunnan. This infantry walks over to Kweichow, and that is the state of affairs. These 2 fighters can both land back in Shanxi. If that's the most desirable place for them, I'm not certain, but that's where they're landing. Okay, so our income goes up by 4, Japanese down by 4. We're going to place our units on the board. We're going to put 1 in, let's say, Szechuan, and 1 in Hopei. That gives us some flexibility for future turns. I would have liked to put 1 down here, but unless, I don't think anything too substantial could hit me here, except aircraft, which it might be worthwhile just pursuing that. In that light, I'm going to put one in Yunnan there. I know it. Just to protect my aircraft. Okay, that is it for these guys. Let me quickly update the map. Wrong one. Here we go. We go up 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10, and these guys go 1, 2, 3, 4 to 32. We collect $10. We had $2 left over from the previous thing because we had 8, so that means we have 12 for the next turn, leaving us with potentially 4 militia, 4 infantry on the subsequent turn. Good, excellent, good stuff. We need to roll for tech here, but let me quickly think about our railing. What we're intending on railing. Intending on railing 1 unit. And we'll rail a light factory or a small factory as well. We'll rail one of these small factories. That's the plan. So it's not going to interfere with our purchases. Good. Okay, with our tech rolls, that is. Okay, so what tech rolls do we got going on? We got 2 dice here, I see. We got mechanized. We got a pink. And we got all of them laid out here. So some of our purchases will be impacted by our success here. Advanced mech misses, miss. You know what? Let's double check this one. Yeah, that misses. We got +2 on our orange dice. Doesn't matter because we. Alright. Okay, and we succeeded in getting strategic rockets. Not that does it much good. We were hoping to get jet fighters as well, but we missed out on that one. So we're going to put this down here as our 1. That's going to clone that dice over here. That is. And clone this dice over here as well. None to worry. That's the nature of the beast. Indeed. We finished our orange dice and got strategic rockets. Excellent. So that doesn't impact our purchases. Purchases $61. 8 infantry, 1 advanced, 1 Katyusha, 2 T-34, 1 CCP mountain infantry. We have a transport plane, airborne, and another airborne. I might cancel this guy here and get another infantry. No, I'll keep him. I'll keep him alive for now. No, I'll get rid of him. Another infantry it is. Okay, and that's up to $61. So let's go to our combat movements, starting on the eastern front here. So we are going to attack Turehi with those 2 units, and these 2 cavalry are going to zip across here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 against his 8 plus 3 hit points. Over here I'm sending in 2 infantry into eastern Manchuria. 1 infantry is going to just do a simple walk on into this territory here, capturing the territory and getting us $2. Of course, I know any extension I make here with the Soviets are very, very liable to any counterattack by the Japanese, but hey, you know, that's the risk we're going to take. And that is it for our combat moves. Oh yeah, fighters. 2 fighters both participate in this attack in eastern Manchuria. That is it on that front. Over here, I was debating a little bit of a risky maneuver. I think we shall go ahead with it and attack eastern Anatolia with everything we have available. It's going to be a risky attack, but we're also sending in 3 fighters into the fight as well. Now, I don't think the enemy has anything in Syria for aircraft and airbase. And if they do, I could very well be messing this one up. But it's not showing up in any of the update videos of that my opponent has done. Of course, I might be absolutely blind in that regards, but let me quickly do a double check here. I know this is a little bit awkward in the middle of a turn. By the meantime, you could sing me a little song. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have any fighters unless they landed there at the end of the turn. I see a couple big bombers, but no air bases, nothing like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with the attack. Of course, it's a risky attack. We expect to lose a lot of our units, but hey, let's do it anyways. I think we have a sweet chance of doing stuff. We're going to send 1 T-34 and 1... No, actually, I didn't discuss that with my opponents about scrambling, so forget about that. We're not going to send a T-34 anywhere. So I think that might be the only attacks done by any party anywhere. We're going to do, of course, our seaplane and seaplane attack here, sub attack here. We're going to send, yeah, those 2 will go there, the submarine will attack there. And I believe that about does all of our moves that we want to make at this stage. Yes. Yes, it is. Alright. Okay, moving on from that. Yeah. Hold on, I just had a thought. Nope, we're all good. Okay, are we all good? Yeah, we are going to make an attack. Into Lebelski, we're going to send these 2 infantry. It was a last minute decision. 2 infantry, and from Lithuania, 1 unit down south as well. Of course, that opens up to an attack over here, but whatever. We're going to send these 2 T-34s, these 2 Katyushas into that territory as well. Of course, when a person does things in this level of haste, you're liable to make some level of mistake. So, of course, a lot of aircraft could probably reach us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could probably reach us from wherever they want to go with enough manpower to support that attack. You know what? Forget it. We're not going to do anything that we haven't calculated to this degree. It's kind of what led us into some mistakes last turn. So let's just forget about it for now. That's still controlled by the enemy. Alright. So then we have just this attack here. Okay, moving on to this side, let's do this attack quickly. 2 at 3 and 2 at 2 against 2 infantry at 2. So let's chuck these dice off to the side. 1, 2, 1, 2. And the enemy has 2 infantry at 4s, with 1 hit point being the anti-aircraft gun. What's this? 3s. So I think all misses. And all misses as well. Going into round 2, no harm, no done, no foul, since everybody missed out anyways. Let's look at round 2. They got 1 hit. Ah, there we go. And on our end, we got 2 hits. So we've wiped them out. Actually, we haven't wiped them out. Where they're down 1 dice, and we're down, one of our teal dice is down. So going on to round 3 here. They lost their anti-aircraft gun. We've got 1 hit, and they've got none. So that takes care of that. We've removed 3 of their units. Boom. And we ourselves lose 1 of our units. So our income goes up by 1. Okay, Eastern Manchuria, we have 2 infantry against their 1 infantry, and our 2 fighters as well. So 2 infantry, 2 fighters. And they have 1. Now let me just double check the mountainous borders. Yeah, all of it's mountainous on our end. So our infantry are actually rolling at 1s. Everything misses on my end, and everything misses on his end. So again, no harm, no foul. This time now we are rolling, because we're out of the mountains, I believe we're now rolling at 2s, but I need to quickly double check the map on that one. Doesn't matter. Oh, we got 1 hit, and he's got 1 hit as well. So we lose 1 teal dice, but apart from that, we're successful on this front. So we delete 1 of our dudes, delete 1 of theirs, clone this, it's there. Excellent. Okay, so our income goes up by 1, 2, 3, 4 over on this side. And the Japanese go down by 4, brings us to 58. Japanese go 1, 2, 3, 4, down to 28. Alright, we'll do the non-combat in a moment. Let's do this big battle here. 3 fighters, 3 infantry at... to the advance, now support at 2. Let me quickly double check that one. Advanced artillery. It doesn't say. So I'm assuming. I'm gonna assume they support only 1. I can't. Whatever. I should probably look it up. Battleships, anti-aircraft, rocket. Attrition attack. That's it. So just 2 first strike hits. So if we remember what went into that territory, let's delete a bunch of stuff. 2 first strike hits into mountains at 3. Let's roll that first and see what the results are. And then we move on from there. Let me just quickly remind myself what's there. Yep. Alright. 4s, so misses on those ones. So those are out for the first round of combat. We have 2 infantry at 2, 1 at that, 1 T-34 at a 5, 3 aircraft. 3, yes, that looks about right. And on the enemy side, they have 2 mountain, 2 infantry. And what was that? 2 infantry and artillery. Oh, I forgot the artillery gets to first strike as well. So the artillery is this blue one at 3. Let's see what the results are. And they succeeded. Alright. we take off one of our infantry. Okay, moving on to round 1. One hit total. I'm having horrible luck this round. And on their end of things, they have one green hit, which is going to be the 4s, and one at 5. So yeah, 2 hits on their end, which takes out my my dudes there. My dudes, and leaves only my tank and 2 artillery left over. On their end, they just lost 1 infantry. That's not half bad. Now I'm assuming it's going to be 1 infantry because the odds right now well, they took off these guys here, so the odds are quite grand that they will be able to wipe me out in their completion. So in that case, I'm going to retreat off that. No sense in pushing my luck too far. Land my aircraft here. Allow the French to hold on to that territory and leave the traitorous British and their allies, the perfidious French, hold on to that territory. Alright, at least that makes it a bit of a challenge to go into Ankara as well. Moving on from that, let's go to our non-combat. So we're going to basically form a new army here in western Ukraine as people start to gather. These are all up here. These Katyushas join the army here as well. The transport plane is not going to go there. T-34s are going to join the fight. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, of course. Okay. So there's that. Oh, we forgot to do our seaplane and stuff. Okay, so let's roll for our naval stuff. I probably ended up deleting the die 6s. So I'm gonna say, let me change the color because it will get a little too difficult. Red is attacker, black defender, seaplane attack. No benefits to rolls here. 4 versus 6. Miss on that one. Submarine attack. This is one in off the coast of. So we've hit them for max damage on that one. And off the coast of Norway, again, max damage. So that means we are looking at, what is this one, 2 damage? 2. This one's 3. I think I have too many on there. So max damage of 5 over there. And now we continue with our non-combat move. So these 3 infantry will march this direction, as well as this guy right here. Will they? I think we'll march 3 as one of them down here. These 2 militia will march across to here as well. This militia down here. You know what? Actually, you know what? Let's throw some guys down south. With the enemy acting the way they are, and a new enemy in that side of things, so I want to be very cautious. For place units, we'll get that unit over there, and we're going to march these 2 militia down south as well. It's one of those things, now that I have multiple enemies, it's going to be hard to keep track of what goes where and how exposed I am everywhere. So I'm going to temporarily move this task force over here, move a couple militia to the North Caucasia region, just to protect that against these elite airborne in case they decide to be aggressive. This transport can go from Orel Kursk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to Buryatia. We're going to rail a minor factory all the way to Chita. Oh, sorry, Western Manchuria, I think. No, it has to be within homelands. So to Chita over here. These 2 infantry are going to move over to Amur. These 2 infantry from Central Mongolia to Chita. And we have 1 rail space available. So from Leningrad, we're going to send an airborne unit all the way to Buryatia over here. And now we're into the placed unit phase. Oh, 1 unit's going to march across to southern Finland. Now, I don't know if the enemy has taken over any of my regions here. I suspect not so far, unless it's Lapland. But I've noticed that the veteran didn't give me any winter war victory points, so I suspect maybe something happened, but I didn't see it on any of the other unit summary videos. So this airplane might land somewhere, depending on that. I'm going to move 1 destroyer across this side. And another destroyer is going to come here in anticipation of moving across as well, perhaps. Alright, place units, this is our CCP Lend-Lease, going to Qinghai. I don't know if I covered what I was going to build. I think I did. I remember pausing for an extraordinary long period of time. The Katyusha and T-34 You know what? They're both going to go here. Both T-34s. The artillery is going to be placed over here. I'm going to have to set up a new task force marker. So I believe I could build 8 units here. And so I'm going to max that all out with 6. Okay, not quite maxed out. 6 units. Since we don't see any more blitzing stuff happening here. Make that 7. And that way it maxes out our factory on this side. Then we have 2 infantry are going to be placed over here. Nope, sorry. One air transport, 1 airborne, and 1 infantry. And 1 infantry is going to be placed over here in Orel-Kursk. And that about does everything that we need to do. So it's a very brief turn. Let's take a look at our income. We should be at 58, is that right? 58, 59, 30, 59, what am I talking about? 61 bucks. 61 bucks for the subsequent turn once again. Unless I'm missing something, which I don't think I am. But how come I had 61 last time and 61 now again? My bonuses don't seem to cover that. No, 1 each. I'm not getting that one. Not getting Molotov Ribbentrop. So I believe if this number here is accurate, which I have no reason to think it wouldn't be, then I should be at 61 for the next turn. Oh, the Republicans. And also I get to do a recruitment roll. So I'm going to move back in infantry. These guys are going to go like that. So airborne, 2 infantry in Galicia Leon. Basque Country will have an artillery and 2 infantry. Actually, no, that's going to come over here as well. So 2 infantry up here in Basque Country, 2 infantry in Eastern Andalusia. Yeah, something like that. I think that works out okay. Alright, and that about covers it for these guys. I'm going to move a coastal sub up here as well. And the destroyer from here is going to come to this position. Okay. Recruitment roll for those guys. So, on a 6 or less. 9. Okay, and in the case of China, I believe it's maxed out. But just in case, I'll roll this. 5. Yeah, I for sure have 5. So, for China, I'm going to get 2 militia. And I'm going to put 1 militia up here. And you know what? I don't think I need to. In Hope, 1 militia. And Yunnan, 1 militia as well. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Excellent. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Sorry for the speed at which I'm trying to progress through this. Talk to you later. Cheers.